Okay, here it is. It's at the Sequim Community Church. Now we'll pull in the lot and see if, oh look, Ron Paul signs. Cool. And we gotta pull in. Got some people there. Kids. That should be good. Alright, let me park and get out of here. Okay, we're here. We got to move the table because we're at a church. And I guess the separation of church politics is non-profit, and we can't campaign here, so we're going to move the table. Sure.
So make sure everyone.
We'll do it. We're going to put you on my group page. There you go. It's for the Ron Paul RTC group page on Facebook. So everybody say hi. We got to move. All right, so we're going to go inside and see what's going on. Got some supporters down here. Doing good. Got my button. Did you see that? All right, guys. Okay, I just signed in. I'm in precinct 259, which is Prairie North, which is my table right there. No supporters in sight. So I'll fit in like a brown shoe on a black tuxedo. Anyway, but I'm going to hang out here. I'm basically going to listen to my guys speak up on stage here this morning, and I'll hang out in the back. So we just signed in. I got my name tag. I hope you can see that. Okay, the crowd is building up. There's our speaker, Caleb, right there, just talking to him, and says he's a little nervous getting up there to talk. So we'll see what happens. Just told him to do his best, and it'll be all right. Somebody's got to do it. And crowd's packing in here for a small town.
Direct result of flawed thinking in D.C. The economy is a direct result of what should be two of the three parts of our government at odds with each other. The idea is that the man that sits in that room right now and pulls the strings, who appoints czars, who has not a clue of what the military is about, hasn't a clue of what's going on in the Middle East, which is apartheid, as you know, who hasn't got a clue that bowing to the Saudi kings is not in our...
Okay, we're getting started here. Wait for Caleb to get up there and speak today.
Okay, he has a motion that I want to open the door here so that some points of view from each of these candidates can be given. Okay, please state your name and your precinct. Caleb Wilson, precinct 4. Caleb.
Try to be quick, guys. Good morning, my name is Caleb Wilson. Can you guys hear me now? All right. It's a pleasure to be here with you guys today. Thank you for allowing me a few minutes to tell you why I support Ron Paul and why I firmly believe he is the only candidate who will put an end to big government and big spending status quo in Washington, D.C. and restore freedom and prosperity to our country, true economic freedom. Ron Paul is married to his high school sweetheart. He's Carol, and has 5 children and 18 grandchildren. They know what it's like to have family in this country. Besides his work in politics, he's an OBGYN who delivered over 4,000 babies. And he understands that life begins at conception. Must be protected. He's 100% pro-life. Has sponsored bills that repeal Roe versus Wade, and end abortion. Ron Paul is also an Air Force veteran who I'm proud to stand with. He served as a flight surgeon in Vietnam in the Air Force and the Air National Guard. While in the military, he took an oath to defend the Constitution, something I hold very dear. As a member of Congress, he's taken a similar oath with one hand on the Bible and the other hand held high. As a Christian, an oath to God is something we take very seriously, and so does Ron Paul. That's why during his entire time in Congress, Dr. Paul has never voted for a single piece of legislation that wasn't expressly authorized in the Constitution of the United States.
Right on, man.
He's never voted for an unbalanced budget. He's never voted for gun control, and he's never voted to increase the debt ceiling. Not once. Besides voting record, I also admire Dr. Paul for the fact that he lives by his faith and his principles, because so many people do not do that anymore. For example, as a medical doctor, Ron Paul has 2 rules in his office. One, first, no abortions at all. The second, he refuses to accept any federal funds, no government money in his office. And when people can't afford it, he either gives them a discount or he does it for free. Doesn't go and look for a handout. We take care of our own. While he's continued to live his values in Congress, one of the things he doesn't do is he doesn't participate in the lucrative congressional pension program. He's never voted to increase his own salary. He's never taken the government-paid junket. And every year he returns a portion of his office budget to the Treasury Department. Every year. Ron Paul is the only true constitutional conservative in this race, and he has over 30 years track record to prove it. He's been in that long because he looks at himself as a public servant, not a job. Dr. Paul has been warning of the dangers of the out-of-control Federal Reserve for years, and as president, he will fully audit the Federal Reserve and fight to restore sound money in America. As the only candidate that have actively predicted the economic mess we're currently in years before it happened, Paul knows what it will take to get our economy moving in the right direction. He has offered a real plan to do just that. Starting in the first year, his plan to restore America is cutting $1 trillion in spending. During the first year of his presidency, by eliminating 5 unconstitutional departments, and it balances the budget during his 3rd year.
Right on!
He does it without cutting one penny from Social Security or veterans benefits, which everybody else wants to cut, or our national defense. Our military would be 4 times the size of China's. He does this without cutting, as a constitutionalist, Ron Paul understands that national defense is the primary and most important function of our federal government. That is why he voted for the use of force in Afghanistan after 9/11 and supported going after Osama bin Laden.
That's right.
As president, he will lead the fight to secure our borders instead of policing the one between Afghanistan and Pakistan. That's because Dr. Paul understands that American taxpayers and American troops deserve better than to be used for a $1 trillion nation-building scheme.
Right on, man.
He will guarantee our troops are only sent into battle with proper congressional authorization and everything they need to fight and win and come home quickly. As a veteran, we appreciate those things. Our troops understand that Ron Paul knows what it takes to keep America safe, which is why he has received more contributions from active duty military than all other Republican candidates combined. Give me 1 second, I'm sorry guys. Although many of us are here today to support different candidates, I'm sure we all agree on one thing. With our national debt now over $15 trillion, our nation is at a crossroads. We must change course and fast, or our children and grandchildren may never know the freedoms intended for us by our founding fathers. And that begins by defeating Barack Obama in 2012. We must make sure that Barack Obama, not the Republican nominee, is the one who has to apologize for supporting the $700 billion TARP bailout and individual mandate central to Obamacare. Barack Obama, not the Republican nominee, must be the one who has to apologize for flip-flopping, throwing government, pushing our nation to the brink. If we're serious about defeating Barack Obama in 2012, then we can't afford to nominate a candidate like Mitt or Newt or Rick, who will have to spend all their time explaining away the path of support for government Alright. Truth is, Dr. Paul is the only candidate who we can trust to put a stop to the out-of-control spending in Washington, D.C., a poll that showed him defeating Barack Obama in a head-to-head matchup. That's why I hope you guys will join me today for Ron Paul.
Who I was going to go for, and I did his
Good job, man.
the reason